All right, let me guess. Your competitors are running Facebook and Instagram ads. You really want to know exactly how well they're doing and how much they're spending, but you can't get that info from Facebook. Well, today I'm going to show you how to analyze a competitor's Facebook ads, including how to read between the lines to get some indication of that stuff that Facebook just won't give you. Let's get devious. When we're analysing competitors' PPC campaigns, we're normally looking at three areas. Firstly, the targeting. Who are these ads being shown to? Now, Facebook and Instagram won't give us that info, so we have to kind of deduce it from various sources. I'll explain a bit more later on. Secondly, we're looking at the creative that's being used. So how are these companies getting in front of people? What sort of images, copy, and video are they using, and how successful actually are they? And then thirdly, how much are they spending? Again, Facebook doesn't give us this info all of the time, so we have to kind of deduce it. Again, I'll show you how. Alrighty, so you probably know that Facebook has this ad library which we can use to analyze the ads that any advertiser is running. So just go to facebook.com/ads/library and you'll see this screen. So you can choose your location, you can choose your ad category, whether you're looking at political ads, properties, employment, credit. We just normally go for all ads. And then you can put in whatever advertiser you want to look at. Now, we're going to look at a couple of different examples today. One is HubSpot, so that's B2B selling software. And the other is Cult Beauty, so that's B2C selling e-commerce. So I've chosen these because they're kind of at the ends of the spectrum of different businesses, and whatever you're selling and whoever your audience is, you're likely going to resonate with one or the other of these. So let's take a look at the Cult Beauty ads first of all. Remember those three areas that we're analyzing: the targeting, who are these ads being shown to, the ad creative, and how much are they spending. So Cult Beauty, first of all, we can see these ads are in the UK, that's where Cult Beauty is based. Targeting, first of all. Now, whilst Facebook doesn't show us the audiences that these ads are being shown to, we can kind of deduce the audiences that these ads are being shown to based on the copy and the creative that's being used. For example, in this ad, we can see it's focused on the brand NARS, but the copy doesn't talk about a specific product. It talks about the range of different products that they sell. So we might deduce that this ad is a retargeting ad being shown to people who have been on NARS pages or who like NARS on Facebook. Whereas the creative in these ads isn't specific at all. So it could be that they're using dynamic ad generation to test loads of different types of ad, or they could just be using this copy across a whole bunch of different retargeting ads. Notice how the copy in this ad says these attention holders are destined for your next haul. So we can assume that this is some sort of retargeting, and presumably to people who have previously purchased on Cult. So we might call this restock retargeting because it might be designed for people who've bought a certain number of days ago, and the goal is to get them back on the site to purchase again. Let's say, for example, that we know that the average purchase cycle is every 60 days. We might start running restock retargeting after, say, 50 days to get people back onto our site rather than a competitor's site when it's time to restock. Now, if we go all the way down to the bottom here, we can see an ad with the copy, enjoy 15% off your first haul with this voucher code. So this is either going to be a retargeting ad to people who've been on the site and don't already have an account, right? Because you wouldn't want to show this to someone who already had an account and had already made a purchase. So this is either a new account person who'd been on the website in a retargeting ad, or it could be a cold prospecting ad to people who haven't bought before, but who Facebook thinks might be interested in purchasing beauty products. Now, I'm recording this video in late June, and this ad was launched in April and is the only ad from April that is still running. So we can assume that this ad actually is performing. So if I'm a competitor to this, I might be adopting this strategy for my business, given that it seems to be working. Okay, so that's the targeting side of things. What about the ad creative? Well, the main things we're looking at is what type of ad creative is being used. Is it like user-generated content, like front-facing camera style, designed to look like the stuff that people would be scrolling through on Facebook and Instagram anyway? Well, here it is not. It is product shots. This is sort of Google shopping ad type things. We've also got these product feature videos, which I know Cult Beauty THG has an in-house product shop place that they can do this type of stuff. But they're not spending a huge amount of time and energy on this creative. It doesn't look like they're working particularly hard on it, which is kind of interesting. And if I'm a competitor, I'm probably testing some UGC against this stuff to see if it would outperform. When you're analyzing ad creative, you can also look for what are the key messages that are being used, i.e. what does Cult Beauty think is really important to make people buy from them rather than a competitor. And honestly, I see none of that. All I see here is this is a price sale, this is value sales, this is money off, this is discounts, it's your favorite brands at discounts. That seems to be their positioning, that seems to be the proposition that they're taking to their customers. So again, if I'm competing against this, I'm thinking, what are the key messages, what are the USPs that can make me stand out against this? Okay, so that's the ad creative. The next thing's spend. Now, there's no way to tell how much this brand is spending on Facebook ads. Sometimes when you go on the Facebook ad library, you will see that data. But for Cult Beauty, we don't see that data. So what we have to do instead is deduce how much they're going to be spending based on some little telltale signs. Now, the first thing is the number of ads. This isn't a brand that's running a huge volume of ads. There are some ads here, and it's clear that, they're testing lots of different ad types. But there aren't dozens and dozens of different types of ad copy here. They're basically choosing a few different types of ad copy, and then they're running variations of those ads. We can also see they haven't spent a huge amount on the ad creative, and they haven't really even tested lots of different types. Spending lots of money doesn't mean that you have to have a fancy studio. It can be just testing lots of different types of UGC style creative, for example. And they're not doing that. So we can deduce that maybe they're not spending as much as some other brands on their Facebook ads. Now, by the way, if you're a charity or a political cause, you can see exactly how much your competitors are spending on Facebook. If you go to the Meta Ad Library report, you'll get loads of stuff in this area. So we can see that WWF has spent about £6,500 in the last day across 104 different ads. So you get loads of really granular data about the spend and the ad copies for charities and political causes. But for businesses, not so much. Watching this thinking that your digital marketing, you know it's underperforming, but you're not entirely sure where, then there is some help available. There's something that our company offers at Exposure Ninja, and it's called the free website and marketing review. We'll take a look at your website and your digital marketing, and we'll show you where the highest leverage opportunities lie for increasing the volume of leads and sales that your website generates for you. This service is completely free of charge, and one of our team will analyze your website, the ads that you're running, as well as things like your SEO and social media, to show you where you can put your energy and attention over the next 6 to 12 months to significantly increase the volume of leads that you're generating through your site. So just go to exposureninja.com/review to request your free website and marketing review today. Let's take a look at a B2B example. Obviously, the cult beauty is very B2C, it's e-commerce. Let's see how these same principles apply and the same analysis of these three areas works for a B2B brand. So we're looking at HubSpot, which is a CRM software. They sell software to businesses, basically. Their target audience is sales teams, marketing teams, that type of thing. Normally companies of 10 people plus. So remember our three areas. Targeting, who are these ads being targeted to? Ad creative and spend. So first up with the targeting, how do we think these ads are being targeted? Well, we can see that some of the ad creative is things like specific features, link it up with your LinkedIn account, and that's for running ads. So this might be people who've been running LinkedIn ads, or maybe have expressed some interest in running LinkedIn ads elsewhere. We've got general sort of CRM type ads, but interestingly, there's no call to action on this ad. Here's another ad for the free CRM, but again, there's not much description. So I would expect that these are retargeting ads that have been run to people who have already been on the HubSpot CRM pages. We've seen in a previous video that HubSpot is investing quite heavily in their Google ads, and it's likely that they're going to be retargeting people that have landed on those CRM feature pages in Facebook. We can also see they're running some lead gen campaigns with stuff like this, state of service report. They've got these free reports, and they're testing different captions here to see what works. And then they've got ads featuring someone speaking at an event, and it could be that they're running ads to this person's audience on Facebook. But overall, we can see that the targeting seems to be retargeting for people who've been on their website. Then we've got these buyer personas, these templates, these downloadable guides, and then we've got this stuff about coming to the event, which we can assume is localized to near the event venue. Now, one kind of interesting thing here is that they've got some ads here that have been running for more than a year. The free social media calendar, the free Instagram cheat sheet, and how to build a brand book. These ads have been running at the time of filming this video for 13 months, which we can assume means that they are working, and whatever targeting is being used is working pretty well. So if we're a competitor to this, we might want to piggyback on this sort of strategy and create our own sort of lead gen assets, which we can run these sorts of ads to. Notice how these are pretty broad topics. Loads of different business types of different sizes are going to be interested in this type of stuff. So that gives us an indication that HubSpot's casting quite a wide audience net and bringing people in to generate leads, which they can then sell the CRM later on. Okay, so what about the ad creative? Well, we can see they're not using a huge amount of video. There are some videos here, but mostly it's just these images. The images are actually fairly text heavy, meaning that the captions are sort of redundant. They're quite eye-catching with the colors that they use, but they very much definitely look like ads. If you're scrolling through Insta and you see this, you are not thinking, oh, my friends posted a picture of their breakfast. You are definitely thinking, this is an ad. Now, the fact that they have used this sort of creative in their longest running controls indicates that actually it seems to be working for them. So again, if I'm a competitor, I'm noticing that. Okay, so how much are they spending on these ads? Well, it's kind of difficult to tell. They've got some really unique ad creative, which involves like actors and a studio and film crews and all this type of stuff. So that's going to be relatively high cost to produce. But then a lot of this stuff is really image-based and honestly could just be boshed out in Canva in a few minutes. So it's difficult to work out how much they're spending. But what we can tell is they're putting a lot of work into creating these different lead magnets. They're even running conferences as a way of generating leads. So it's unlikely that they're not going to be spending heavily to promote these things. They've got this 2022 marketing trend report data from 1,000 plus global marketers. Like, these things aren't that cheap to produce. So they're going to be spending a reasonable amount to promote these assets. Otherwise, the whole exercise is pointless. What's one of the most important aspects of any ad campaign is the page that you're actually driving the traffic to. If this page doesn't perform well, the whole exercise is a waste of time and money. If the page is performing really well and does a really good job of turning those visitors into leads or sales, then you're going to improve the ROI of the entire campaign. So in this video, we show you how to improve the performance of your landing pages, including some examples where conversion rates are up to 43%, which is absolutely ludicrous. So go and check out this video to see how to improve your landing page performance, and I'll see you next time.